of us of having been governor in sen.Nyutu, and for that reason, Mr. Speaker, he forgets that he's a senator who is supposed to defend devolution in counties and not to defend other governors.
Then the point of order raised, Senator Nyutu, you've made an assertion to the effect that the governor of Nairobi is using resources to pay goons.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Do you have evidence to that effect? Can you substantiate that statement? If yes, proceed to substantiate. If you are unable, you may have to proceed to withdraw that statement and apologize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the guidance. I think I did not say that he's paying goons, Mr. Speaker. What I said that, and it is in public domain, that the governor for Nairobi has said that he's going to protect Nairobi against demonstrators. And that is something, Mr. Speaker, that is in public domain. And there cannot be any other way that a governor can protect his or her county other than using goons, because the governor, any governor, does not have any police under their command. And Mr. Speaker, I would therefore not be very wrong to assume that any governor that says that they are going to protect their counties physically...
Senator Nyutu, let's make this very short so that you proceed with your wonderful intervention on this report. You have made that assertion. The answer is there.
Okay, Mr. Speaker.
Substantiate or withdraw.
Mr. Speaker, then I withdraw. Let me just continue. Let me just, the senator for Kakamega wants to inform me.
Let's dispense with this point of order first.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Speaker, then I withdraw. Let me continue. I was just advising governors, not just the governor of Nairobi, to expend amounts in a way that helps their constituents, and not in a way of showing bravado and spending their monies in matters that actually are not even important for their people, and not to overstep their mandate. Mr. Speaker, we must also ask the national government, which in this particular mediated version is going to retain over 2.3 trillion Kenya shillings, Mr. Speaker, that these amounts also must be expended in the right way, must be expended in a way that is of benefit to the country, Mr. Speaker. We are disturbed that we find those serving in the national government, Mr. Speaker, carrying money in sacks every weekend, every weekday, as they go about even programs that are not known in law, like empowerment programs, Mr. Speaker. And we want to believe that these amounts are spent from the allocation that is made. So, Mr. Speaker, we would also want to call upon the national government to spend the amounts allocated to them in a way, Mr. Speaker, that, for example, creates jobs for our youth, improves health, because they are retaining amounts of money at the national level, just like Senator Mongatana submitted here, Mr. Speaker. And so we are saying, let the national government, and Mr. Speaker, you know, we cannot divorce ourselves from what is happening in the country as of now. Because, Mr. Speaker, we have had very many losses, loss of life and loss of property, destruction of property, especially on the day before yesterday when there were protests, Mr. Speaker. And we would have wanted to see a situation where public funds are spent in protection of life and property, Mr. Speaker. And on this, I also want to call upon the national government, probably to invest more. If they need more police officers to maintain law and order, that then such is done, instead of failing in their duty and then blaming particular people and profiling some communities on something that is of national importance. Let us have more police officers, that is what we need, because the allocation has been made. Mr. Speaker, let us invest more in intelligence and to avoid most of the things that we are seeing here. And Mr. Speaker, we must also say that because we have had some very unfortunate happenings in our country. I think in the last about 72 hours, that we condemn in the strongest terms possible any loss of life, any destruction of property, because, Mr. Speaker, we must call some of these things out, because this is not the way to go. And we must call upon the CS for Interior, that we must be more responsible, Mr. Speaker. He appeared in this house just the other day about a killing, and Mr. Speaker, all of us are very disturbed to hear the CS calling on the police to shoot, to kill, giving them an order to shoot and kill, and even referring to some other authority above him. And we do not have to be very smart to know what that authority is, Mr. Speaker. And so we are saying that this is our country. All these monies that we are allocating to the counties, if there is no peace in the counties, then it will all be in vain. The national government must ensure that every person is safe, that every business person is safe, and they must not hide in the sand and blame somebody after things have been done. We have national intelligence services. They must be able to unfoil anybody, any plan to destroy life or property. For them to come and cry crocodile tears, Mr. Speaker, that is not something that we may want to allow. And it is important, as I sit down, Mr. Speaker, in support, to say that we live in this country, we exist in this country, not at the pleasure of anybody, Mr. Speaker. We are here because God placed us here, and we have a right to be here. We may serve in the cabinet at the pleasure of somebody. We may serve in the president in some appointments at the pleasure of somebody, and that is especially the president. But we do not live in this country at the pleasure of the president or at the pleasure of anybody else, Mr. Speaker. We live here because God placed us here. Let us build a good country for all of us. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support this particular version.
Senator Tabitha Mutinda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I want to also extend my appreciation to my colleagues whom we were with during this mediation process for the Division of Revenue, led by my Honorable Chair, Honorable Boni, Senator Mungatana, Senator Eddie, among the other team. During this recess period, Mr. Speaker, most of us who are in the mediation committee also are members of the Finance and Budget Committee. And we had presented before this House a proposal of 465 billion, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a journey that we had closely embarked on. We had the proposal by CRA, Mr. Speaker, which was almost amounting to 430. And during our proceedings in the committee, at the committee level, we had different stakeholders, Mr. Speaker. And they had different proposals. And actually, the governors through the COG, they had a proposal of about 536 billion, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for us to have proposed the 465, it was not just from the blues, but we were guided by the facts as far as the key issues were concerned, starting with the issue of the housing levy, Mr. Speaker, deductions which amounted to a need of 4.1 billion. We had also the needed, as Honorable Mungatana has talked about, the issue of the KIPES issue. And the KIPES issue amounted to about 11.8 billion, Mr. Speaker. An issue that, and a proposal that required the intervention or the teamwork between the county government and the national government. And these are proposals, Mr. Speaker, when they brought about, Senate was not involved, among other stakeholders. And during our discussion and our mediation process, Mr. Speaker, we were actually able to agree that we remove this budget of about 11.8 for the KIPES. As we speak, about 18 counties have started or have benefited partly with what the initial allocation. And we say the other counties can wait so that we prioritize these budgets for the 18 counties that have commenced the KIPES construction so that they focus on the completion. These are some of the figures that we agreed and said we can remove the KIPES project allocation of about 12 billion, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, the issues of enhanced NSSF contribution, which amounted to about 6 billion, the issue of CHPs, which amounted to 3.2 billion, Mr. Speaker, were not so much negotiable, Mr. Speaker, because you look at the issue of our community health promoters, it's an agreement, you know, a 50-50 agreement between the national government and the county government. And our young people, especially the young women, most of them work as CHPs. And so they needed to be really factored, Mr. Speaker. Annual wage increment, Mr. Speaker, it's within the law. The other critical thing was the basic salary increment as per the doctor's CBA, which amounted to 3.5 billion, Mr. Speaker. We've seen through and through our health sector professionals all cutting across, Mr. Speaker, demonstrating and surrendering their petitions before this House. And their petitions were highly on the financial matters. And that's why, Mr. Speaker, adding the figures that I've just talked about, we as a committee and a committee representing the upper house of the Senate, we moved in the mediation and had agreed that we cannot go below 420 billion, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as I said earlier, when we were undertaking this mediation process, it was not really an easy tackle discussing with our respectable colleagues from the National Assembly, whereby they moved in and stood at 405 from the beginning. We started moving down from 465 up to almost 430, and they moved not an inch, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, how that discouraging can be when you've come to a table to mediate and have a common goal for the interest and the common interest of our people, Mr. Speaker. We walked in, we walked out. We came in, we came out. And all senators were on one voice, Mr. Speaker. Before we embarked on our last meeting, Mr. Speaker, which my mind remembers very well, we had a condition. And we said clearly, if the National Assembly will not move an inch higher, because we left the meeting when they had moved to 410, and the indication and all indicators indicated that they were not willing to continue with the process, and sort of this process was to end at 410. And so we also stood firm and said we will not embark on any further mediation if they won't move an inch. And through our firm decisions, Mr. Speaker, long story short, we were able to conclude at 415, Mr. Speaker. 415, not just 415,000, not 415 million, but 415 billion. Mr. Speaker, sometimes when I talk about these figures in terms of billions, I'm not so happy. We talk about billions, and we've increased 28 billion to the county government. But the thorny issue, the biggest animal in this country, the pending bills, Mr. Speaker. We've increased these funds because of the issues that the governors have raised. This money does not go to the governors, by the way. It's for the devolved functions, Mr. Speaker. When our young people keep on hearing us talk about billions on this floor, the other day I saw the people of Nairobi waking up as millionaires and sleeping in the evening as the most poor people, Mr. Speaker. From a millionaire to the most poor person, because their businesses were brought to zero, Mr. Speaker. When on this floor, we talk about the billions that we've given to each and every county. The lowest county is receiving 3.8 billion, which is the great county of Lamu. The county of Nairobi is receiving 21.4 billion, Mr. Speaker. And still our people economically are having challenges because money is not rotating, especially because of the issue of the pending bills, Mr. Speaker. It has just been left to the few. I emphasize this, Mr. Speaker, because we want the governors to sort the animal of pending bills. We cannot be on these floors talking about these figures, and there is a Kenyan somewhere who's just even seeking to be paid their pending bill by the county government. We've increased a whopping 28 billion, as I've said earlier. We need to see change. But change to whom, Mr. Speaker? The education system that we have in this country, Mr. Speaker, it's a system that has empowered our young people. It's a system whereby our young people today, they are very eloquent, very knowledgeable. They know what they want. They know what they need, Mr. Speaker. The job opportunities might not be enough for everyone. But the businesses for our business people can create opportunities. These businesses can keep thriving, Mr. Speaker, if this issue of the pending bills is also sorted, Mr. Speaker. We cannot have a few being paid and the rest are suffering each and